good evening. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. So, my name is HARSHIT, and my word of the day is tranquility. It means the state of peaceness, calmness in your mind. And if it's a quote by Neil Armstrong, the first words said by him when he stepped on the moon, he said, "Houston, tranquility, base here. The eagle has landed." That means that when he landed on the moon, he felt such peace in his heart and his mind that he just named it tranquility of sea. That's what the place is called right now. That's the word of the day.
Right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Robert. Good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon.
My name is RAMPRATAP, and today I am going to present quote of the day. And my quote is, "The best way to predict the future is to invent it or to create it." This quote is given by Mr. Abraham Lincoln. As we all know, he is the 16th President of the United States. And his quote says that what we are going to do, the best way to do predict the future. First you predict what you exactly want and what you are doing to get them. In addition to that, I just want to tell a small story, very short story. There were two friends. They went for rafting in a river, and one of them friends starts rafting, and he suddenly stops. He doesn't predict what can I do, what is coming in the path where I am going. He doesn't decide where we have to go, because he is not looking around him, and he just stopped because he is not predicting what can I do in a river while doing rafting. And the other hand, second friend, his friend, he just looked to his path where he want to go, and exactly he just reached easily because he decided already where at that point I have to stop, and they easily get to the point. Very good lesson I learned from this story is that we should never stop in a place. We have to always look forward and try to do things where we want to go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
We all love stories, right? We love to hear stories.
Yes, sir.
And we love to tell stories also. Isn't it?
Yes.
Most of us. So I'm going to tell a story today, and I will be asking some questions after that. So I need answers. Okay. There will be only one question. So I need answers to that. Okay. Now the story is a real story, which is about fish. You know, one country in this world, the people in that country, they eat the most fish. And, can you tell me which country is that?
Japan, is it?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Japan. They want fish. Always they want fish. So from where they will get the fish? Definitely they have to go to the sea to catch the fish. And traditionally there were small fishing boats. They were going to the sea and getting fish. And with that, what they make? What is their famous food in Japan? Sushi. Exactly. So they wanted to have fresh fish for this. So people, they were going into the sea and then they were getting the fish for preparing this. Now what happened over a period of years? In one side, the population is increasing, and on the other side, you don't have that much fish available. So what is the solution? They need to have fish. Without fish, they cannot live. So they started making bigger vessels so that they can catch more fish. And then they started going much deeper into the sea, because the fish what were around, which was not enough, was all consumed and they could not get more fish, enough fish. So they went deep into the sea. And then they will catch the fish. But the trouble is that when they go deep into the sea, it takes time. They have to catch more fish, and by the time they come to the shore, the fish will not be fresh, isn't it? So initially people, they said, okay, we can do that. But slowly people felt that this is not very fresh. So we wanted to have fresh fish. And then again they thought, okay, now what we can do? And then they started putting freezers into the fishing boats, the big fishing boats. And then again they go to the deep sea, they get all the fish, they will put all into the freezer, and then they come back to the shore. And then they started giving this fish, okay, because it is, even though it is not fresh, since it is kept in the freezer, it's as good as fresh. So people started eating that. But again, after some time, they said, no, again this is not good. It's not so fresh. Now what to do? They were thinking again and again, and they said, we wanted the fresh fish. Okay. So can you bring us the live fish? They said, okay, let us look at it, what we can do. They installed water tanks inside the pots, the big pots, fishing pots. And then they caught all the fish, they put it in the water tank. Now the fish is fresh. Okay. And people like that. What happened after some time? Again, the requirement is going up, so they wanted to have more and more fish. Now they don't have enough space again to keep it. So what they did, in that fish tank, they put more fish. Now what happens when you put more fish in the fish tank? There is only less space, so the fish cannot move freely. Because they are all kept together. They cannot swim faster. So what will happen automatically? All the fish will be like almost like that. They are not very fresh. Again people started complaining. No, this, even though it is live, but it's not fresh. Now what to do? Finally, they found another solution. Again, they had the fish tank. They caught all the fish. They put them live into this. Now, in order to make them fresh, always swimming and be fresh, what they did? They put that small shark into the fish tank. Now, what happened? The shark will go to catch the fish. So, what the fish will do? Start running. They will start running. Now with this solution, they got the fresh fish. This is what they wanted. They wanted to have the fresh fish every time. After doing all those things, going out into the deep sea, getting all the fish, staying there for a longer period, and coming back, and you need to have the fresh fish. Now they want a solution for that. Okay. Now my question is, what is the challenge here? Or what is the moral of this story? To put it a little more simple way.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
Okay.
I think it is related to quote Mr. Best way to
Right.
predict the future is to invent it.
Okay. Can we connect it to our day-to-day life? Any guess?
Failures makes you more strong.
Right. What else?
If you struggle for your life,
Yes.
you can get a new path.
Okay.
That path is your invention,
Okay.
and that make your life more easy.
Yes.
And you need the shark to keep chasing you.
This is what. You need to have a shark in your life. If you don't have a shark, what will happen? You will just become monotonous. You don't want to do anything because whatever you are doing, you are contained with that. You don't want to do anything more. So if you find a challenge, now shark is the challenge here. Since the shark was there, the fish was so busy. I mean, they cannot just keep like that because the shark will swallow them. So they have to keep on running. Now, all of us, we keep on running because of a shark. There is a shark somewhere. Okay? Now, if you go to your job, say for example, if it's a sales job, okay? Now you have something called a target. Now that is a shark. You have to meet the target. Okay? Or you have to make some reports. Now this is something, okay, somebody is forcing you, you have to do that. Anything else what you do in life, if you don't have a challenge, you will not succeed. Now, can anybody give me, this is my question coming in now. Now, can any one of you give me an example where in which you got a shark in your life and because of that shark, you made something. Or you got succeeded in something. Or you made something in your life. It can be anything. It can be your health, it can be money, it can be anything. Just because there was a shark. You can even go back to your childhood. Your mother was always there with a stick, running after you, hitting you, okay? And then you thought, okay, now there is no way, I have to go and study, there is no other way. Or perhaps your father was doing that job, that sharp job, and you did it. Any story, anybody can share. I will share my story on this, okay? Because of a challenge, what has happened to me? Now, for me, the shark in my life is traffic. I live little far away from my office. If I want to come to office in the morning, the shark is there. So very difficult. It's very challenging. Now I have to escape that shark. So what can I do to escape that shark? Very simple. Don't go when there is traffic. But is that possible? I have to reach to my office. So how can you reach to office? By meeting that shark. Go to office when the shark is not there. So I started leaving early from my home. So what that benefited me? I got a lot of time. Because otherwise I will be stuck in the traffic for 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Now I beat it. I started leaving early. So I started reaching to the office early. Now what can I do in that additional time? So I started doing exercise. I started slowly, I started walking maybe 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers. And then I found it was so encouraging. And then I reached to 5, 6, 7. Today I went for 11 kilometers. Now, do you really want to go for 11 kilometers is a different question. But since I had a shark in my life, I benefited by doing a different thing to beat it, but benefiting from that different thing what I have done. Getting my point? Now can anybody share something with me, please? You don't have to be shy. Okay? Now, if literally you don't have any shark in your life, try to put a shark in your life. Because if you look at all these people who are successful in their life, they always put a shark in their life.
Why? You can instead of being the fish, you can be the shark. So you will.
That is an alternative of it. That's an alternative. It's a very valid point. You know, it's again another story I have to bring into that. Maybe in another session I will be bringing a story into that. Unfortunately, not everybody can be a fish and not everybody can be a shark. So in the ecosystem, we have fish and shark. Now when we go to the shark case, we have to go to something else which the shark is afraid of. Now I will come to that point.
There are two ways to be motivated in life.
Yes.
It's either by love or fear. So you can pick your own way. So instead of being motivated by something that scares you, be motivated by something you like.
That is also that is again putting it in a positive way, like how you can take it. Now the same thing is also you have to take this in a positive way. Because if you take it in a negative way, what is going to happen is that, now for my case, I can take it in positive way, which I have taken in this way. Now if I take it on the other way, say for example I am taking it a negative way, then what is a negative way? I am confronting the shark. But I have to ensure that I should be able to beat the shark. If I am unable to beat the shark, there is no point. Can I beat the traffic? Yes, I tried it so many times. What happened? I went and hit the other vehicle in front of me, or somebody just came across me, I cursed him. Or I also went in front of somebody else, he started cursing me. This was the result. So, you can always confront. You can always try to overcome that in two different ways. One is in putting in a positive way, okay, there is something, and in that challenge, how you will find a different way to overcome that challenge. What else you can do with that? So this is something what we always need to keep in mind, that we need to have some challenges, not many. Like I'm not telling you that you have to walk 11 kilometers a day. By the way, you know what is the minimum number of steps we have to do in a day? For every human being, scientifically, there are a certain number of steps we have to do every day. You can walk, you can run, anything you can do. Any clues? Scientifically, it is 10,000 steps. That is the minimum number of steps you have to do every day to keep you healthy. Okay? Now, 10,000 steps means 1 kilometer is approximately 1,200 steps. Which means around 7 to 8 kilometers if you put together everything. It's not like that you have to just walk straight away all these 7 to 8 kilometers. You'll be going to office, you'll be doing so many other things within the office, you'll be walking. All these are counted as steps. But unfortunately for many of us, all those put together, it may become much less. So, to conclude on this, what I would like to say is that we need to have a shark in our life. If you don't have a shark, find a shark. Why I am saying this is that if you find a shark today, tomorrow you will find a solution for that. Because if that is not there, you will not go. You take everything, even in your own, like so you are working in a specific area, it can be sales, it can be any other support area, wherever it is. You look at the successful people there. They are always busy with something. Why they are busy with something? They have a shark. Or they purposefully put a shark in their life and then they become busier by themselves. Then they go up in the ladder. So in order to become successful in the life, we have to have this. Any questions?
No sharks?
Good. Thank you and good luck for a shark.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.